I'm going to talk about perspective psychology. Welcome. This presentation is on perspectives in psychology. Today we will be discussing two major psychology perspectives, their key assumptions and the work of key theories, and the application to contemporary issues. Psychology perspectives. Psychology perspectives is a diverse field that encompasses various perspectives, offering unique insight into the human behaviour and the mental process. The two psychology perspectives are cognitive psychology, behavioural psychology. The behavioural perspective focuses on the observable behaviours and the way they are learned through interacting with the environment, while the cognitive perspectives emphasise internal and mental processes such as thinking, memory and problem solving. Cognitive perspective psychology. The cognitive perspective in psychology focuses on how people think, learn and remember, emphasising on the internal mental process like memory, attention and perspective, which is crucial to understand the behaviour. It views the mind as the active processor of information like a computer and explores how thoughts and beliefs influence behaviour. The key theories of cognitive psychology include information processing modules, which is how the mind receives, stores and retains information. It's essential that the cognitive perspective provide a framework of understanding how the mind works and how the mental process shapes how thoughts, feelings and behaviour. But the psychologists also study the internal mental process like memory and the decision making through the experiment research and modules. Cognitive psychology key points. Focus on mental processes such as thinking, memory, attention, language, decision making, problem solving, information processing, with the view of the mind, which is like a system that processes the information such as like a computer would normally do. This includes processing and storing important information. Role of thoughts and beliefs plays a significant role within shaping the behaviour and emotions of people. Influence on behaviour explores how the internal mental process reacts and actions the various situations. Scientific study researches techniques to study mental processes and the impact on behaviour. Assumptions are active processing information of the environment, internal mental processes like memory, attention, information processes similar like a computer works, models and theories, understanding and explaining the process. So the key theories is important processing module, again, storing and retrieving information, schemes, mental frameworks, cognitive development, theory outlines. Social cognitive theory highlight the role of social learning. And then I've included some examples of memory, perspective, attention, thinking and language. Notable figures of cognitive psychology. So I've done some research and found 7 people or plus that did develop on this. Jean Piaget, he was known for his theory of outlining distinct stages growth within the children. Alka Neza considered himself as being the father of cognitive psychology. Noam Chomsky, his theories were about the language. Jeremy Bernner, he focused on the process of learning and teaching and discovering the importance of learning. George Miller was known for his work on memory and attention. Albert Bandura was the key figure within the social cognitive theory. Alan Newer and Herbert A. Simon, they were the two that worked together on problem solving and human information processing. Behavioural perspective psychology. The behaviours perspective within the psychology is known as behaviourism, which focuses on the understanding behaviour through observable actions and responses to external stimuli rather than internal mental processes. It emphasises the role of learning through conditioning, including classic and optional conditioning, in shaping behaviour. Behaviourists believe that individuals learn behaviours through interactions with their environment, often through reinforcement and publishment. Excuse me. Although when focusing on observable behaviour perspectives, it focuses on the behaviourism theory of learning, and learning the theories will focus on how to respond to different events or similarities rather than emphasise internal factors that motivate our actions. These theories provide an explanation of how experience can change what we do. For example, a teacher can praise the children for completing their homework, give them a sticker for raising their hand, or reward them for extra time for being cooperative. So in my nephew's school, they gave golden time as rewards. Positive reinforcement can have several benefits, such as encouraging students to repeat desired behaviours and achieve their goals. The key concepts and principles: observable behaviour, focusing on what people responses, thoughts, feelings, motivations are. Conditioning, emphasising on the role of learning. Including classical conditioning and optional conditioning. Reinforcement and publishment strengthens or weakens the influence of behaviour. Environmental plays a crucial role with shaping up behaviour. Therapy includes cognitive behaviour, such as CBT, education, understanding how students learn and what techniques to offer, develop psychology to understand how children develop within their behaviours. So I've got two limitations: limited focus on internal processes, and it tells you such as what happens, thoughts and beliefs in shaping behaviours, potential of overgeneralisation, which is complex human behaviours, and the influence of multiple factors. Then I found the people that discovered behavioural psychology. John B. Watson, he was the figure in developing of behaviourism. He focused on observing behaviour and impact of environment factors of learning. F.B. Skinner, he was known for working on the operant conditioning behaviour. Ivan Pavlov, he was classical conditioning, proving on how animals could learn. Edward Thornley, he was law effect and tells behaviour of following by satisfying consequences. Then I found the similar differences of psychology. So in the first column I've got cognitive, in the second is behavioural. So this was cognitive focus on mental processes like thinking, memory and solving problems. Believes that the thoughts are expected in significant influence of behaviour. Often uses lab experiments to study behaviour. Behavioural is focusing on observable behaviours. Believes that all behaviours is learnt from environment and offers and uses animal models to study the behaviours. Application to complementary issues. Both cognitive and behavioural perspectives in psychology offers valuable insights into contemporary issues. The cognitive perspective focuses on mental processes by using the treatment within mental health disorder through cognitive behaviour therapy, CBT, which is understanding the learning and memory concepts. And behavioural perspective emphasises observable behaviours, finding the application in treating phobias and other behaviour disorders through techniques like exposure therapy, as well as behaviour programs. Cognitive perspectives, mental health, CBT, as we've just been talking about. Education, understanding the processes like memory and problem solving, and other perspectives. Social psychology, understanding people's form expressions of others. Behavioural perspective, mental health, studying on how to treat phobias and other anxiety disorders. Education, what are the principles of behaviour, such as positive reinforcement and publishment within the classroom. And then others, like weight loss changing people's habits, unwanted habits. So in essential, both perspectives offer valuable tools for understanding and addressing a range of complementary issues from mental health to educational challenges. So, conclusion. In the conclusion, the behavioural and cognitive perspectives psychology offer valuable insights into the human behaviour and the mental processes, with each of its own assumptions, theories and applications. By evaluating these perspectives, we can understand the strengths and limitations of the combination of the contemporary modern psychological issues. So, all my research, I have put down where I actually got this information from and where I understood on the perspectives of these two psychologists. That's the end of this session. Thank you for watching and listening to me.